Hello.
Hello.
Oh, echo. Is there an
Is there
echo?
an echo?
Forget it. I'm not going to use my phone. I'm going to use my laptop and the camera on my laptop. Looks like a pretty good resolution anyway. All right. Hello, hello. We were talking about the 3 practical reasons for self awareness. Well, let's use this as an example of one of the practical values, which is a whole bunch of crap, shit, whatever you want to call it, is happening right now as I'm trying to go live. About everything that you could imagine going wrong is going wrong right now. And when this happens in life, this is the perfect time to take a step back and ask ourselves, what am I creating? Be self aware of what's really going on under the surface. That's where self awareness really is an asset, is when you dive into your own consciousness. This thing, liken the body and the form to a computer. This is the hardware, right? This is the laptop or the PC, whatever you want to call it. This is the hardware. And then what's inside of this thing is the software, your own consciousness. And I personally believe, and therefore can have more influence over my reality. I personally believe that it is my consciousness that determines what I experience. It's the internal programming that determines the external form, the external experience out here. Kind of backwards for most people. I know we have this whole scientific, mathematical, when I see it, only when I see it will I believe it. But then you also have religion, which has been around a lot longer than science and math. Well, yeah, it has, because that's the development of the mind, the intellect, science and math. Religion has been around for a lot longer, and I'm sorry, but we weren't all delusional. There had to be some value. There had to be some payoff for us to do that. And when you look at religion, they love to talk about faith based as if they were the only ones that had faith in the world. Faith is simply belief. You can have faith that your life is going to end horribly and not be a Christian. So it's not exclusive to religion, faith based, right? It just means what you believe. And we have been believing, having faith in things that we cannot see for eons, at least hundreds of thousands of years, all the way back to when we first started worshiping gods and nature and stuff like that. It was a form of reverence to creation, the provider of everything that we needed to survive: food, water, shelter, all of that stuff. Uh, Not sure where I was going with that. Yeah. So religion is focused on believing in what you can't see over here. And then you have science and math on this side, believing only in what you can see. You see how you got to bring those two together? You got to merge them together. That's what I realized from self awareness in my own makeup. But that's the beautifulest part of it all. You might have heard of me in my last video talking about this country was founded on certain principles. This republic was founded on the principle of individual sovereignty, individual liberty. I get to decide what's best for me. You get to decide what's best for you. We get to decide what's best for us. Same applies in the world of self awareness and human consciousness. We are all unique. Our makeup is absolutely a unique combination of experiences and karma and dharma and all of that stuff. So don't ever, ever, ever listen up. Don't ever let anybody enroll you into what they believe unless you believe it. That's important. It's been a while since I've done this off the laptop. I do kind of like it though. My camera, my phone is just so in your face, giant. This is better. Uh-oh. Are we recording sound? I sure hope so. So many things, right? Video, sound, self-awareness. Moving on. We are here to talk about 3 practical reasons to embrace self-awareness now. If you're still with me, awesome. I really, really appreciate your support in my time of crisis. No, let's put it all in perspective here, folks. But we do have some awesome gifts to give away for those of you that are here live. And if you're here watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay down below. Let me know. And you're also included in the giveaway. So as a thank you for those who attended, I'm giving away a free taste of a present moment perspective. It's a $250 value. For a chance to win, drop a hashtag found fun down below. Or, and or, anytime I share something that adds value to your life, drop a hashtag found fun. Not only are you going to be entered for a second chance or a third or fourth chance to win, don't go crazy with that. We're not gaming the system. There's already too much gaming the system out here in the world today. We got to stop it. We got to get returned to integrity. We got to be more transparent, more above board, more honest and real. Oh, every time I get down in this state of being that's passionate about transforming our world to be more honest and fair, I feel myself going off on a tangent. I just recently watched a YouTube video. If you want the link, just send me a message. I'll give it to you. All about how airlines don't make any money actually being an airline. They lose money. It's a loss leader. It's a lead magnet. Flying people around the world is a lead magnet. So then where do they make their money, huh? Where do they create revenue? In the frequent flyer programs that they have. They sell that shit to credit card companies, to anybody that wants to offer points, say it's American or whatever else. It's unbelievable. When I saw that video, I was like, here you go. Perfect example, lack of transparency. Why? Why is there a lack of transparency? Maybe because deep down, they realize if this got out and people really understood what we were going on, the game would be up. That's where we are today, folks. There's a lot of games being played in this world that do not benefit us as a whole, collectively. They benefit a small group of few human beings that are very exclusive in their club. They don't want you in there. Heck, they don't want millionaires in there. So I've heard there's actually this push for a whole new class of wealth, the ultra wealthy, I guess. Anyway, that's my tangent. So yeah, grab yourself a free taste of a present moment perspective. That's where you're going to actually experience, ideally, self-awareness. That's the whole point. I access self-awareness through the present moment. It's critical to be here now to observe all of yourself. If you're in the past or if you're in the future, then you're not fully present. And therefore, I'm looking at my phone as if that's what's recording. Oh boy, this is going to go down in the record books as the bloopers of the century. I guess we're wrapping up this crazy, wonky year. So this is the perfect way to wrap it up. Ah, still with me? Oh boy. Okay, where am I at here? Yes, I already asked you to please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're watching from and what your expertise is in. You might run into an ideal client here on my page. If you're catching the replay, let me know by dropping a hashtag replay down below and I'll follow up. It's my understanding. No, that's not accurate. Even in the replay, you can comment hashtag found fun. But hey, throw a hashtag replay to let me know that you're watching that, and I'll circle back around to make sure you got all your questions answered. This is all about connecting, folks. Social media is about connecting. Uh-oh, here comes another rant. So why do you think I'm here? Why do you think I spend days putting together this video? To get likes? To get notoriety? No, I'm here to connect. I'm connecting right now through my camera to whoever you are watching this right now. That's what this is all about. I am here for you. The point is, yes, I am a human being and love to, do human things, but I have a mission to accomplish. I have a purpose to fulfill, and I need your help in fulfilling that purpose. I am destined to guide people to the realization of self-awareness and to operate from that space, to optimize their operating system so that they can make a greater impact in the world. If you're a budding Einstein or Tesla or Henry Ford, Carnegie, any of those. By the way, if you haven't studied these amazing humans, it's totally worth it because they've created empires out of nothing, and it's amazing. But if you feel like you're a budding genius that is here with a purpose to make a difference in the world, you're my ideal client. I want to empower you. I want to empower your mission and your purpose by introducing you to the extraordinary, awesome power of self-awareness and a present moment perspective. I actually have a technique that allows you to get into the present moment and become more self-aware. And then you saw this before, but let's just review because I'm doing all this stuff over again. As an expert or entrepreneur, making our way in the world, making our world in the world. Let me just go and correct that real quick because I just know, hey, I'm self-aware. Did you notice it? Making our way in the world. Here, I'm going to wait for it to come up and then I'll update it so you can see the obvious mistake that nobody noticed. I didn't notice it, at least. Boom. Well, anyway, making our way. As an expert and entrepreneur, making our way in the world can feel daunting, especially when we are alone. We are drowning in a sea of belief solutions. Buy this, buy that, buy this, do this course, do that course, work with this person, work with that person. None, if any, point us back to ourself as the real solution. That's what sets me apart as a self-awareness expert operator. My goal at the end of the day is to make you responsible for your life experience, to grow your own self-awareness so you can take care of yourself. Without self-awareness, taking care of ourselves is very difficult. I'm not talking about a bath and a bubble bath or a massage or any of that external stuff when it comes to self-care. I'm talking about true self-care. one of the best things that we can do for ourselves is give ourselves attention. Have you ever noticed? See, this is all coming from self-awareness. What I'm sharing with you is coming from my own firsthand experience. Have you ever noticed when we get sick, how much we want to collapse and just stay in bed? Of course, we resist it. We judge it as lazy, ineffective, unproductive. Definitely not a winner if you're laying in bed with a cold. You got to, you know, get out there and make it happen, right? But there's a reason that happens. It's, to me, it's kind of like an overload transformer circuit breaker switch. So if you go all day long, you're going to collapse. And if you do that for any sustained amount of time, you're going to really hit up against a wall. And that's when we get sick. And our bodies are like, time out. I am not providing any more productivity to you until you take care of me. So we go crawl into bed, we close our eyes, and we just get really present with ourselves and just really bask ourselves with attention. Ideally, fortunately, people don't realize the value in that, most people, and they end up just continuing the same sabotage patterns of distracting ourselves and distracting our attention. Got to always stay busy, right? Doing nothing, just being present. That's like the worst thing ever. So we got to do. So a lot of you probably, when you're sick, end up watching a lot of TV, whatever, doing a lot of stuff, maybe because you don't like how you feel. The wiser of us take a step back and realize this is an opportunity to reconnect with myself, to become present with myself, to love on myself, love on my body, love on my immune system. Yes, it's true. And I don't care if this gets censored because I'm talking about natural immunity. What kind of insane, crazy world do we live in? If you went through school in the 80s, like I did, Gen X, elementary school, we learned about how we have an immune system that protects us from the outside world. Already built in. But then roll around this whole shutdown stuff and this pandemic, and you've got a concerted push for us to start believing we don't have natural immunity? What the? Excuse me? You're trying to tell me that a shot is more effective than my God-given natural immune system? Go away and take your shot with you too, because I'm not buying it. Sorry, you lost out a long time ago on the miracle of modern medicine. We are sicker, more diseased, and more messed up than we've ever been as a society. So, Western medicine, I'll be the first to thank you for bringing us to a new level of health, prosperity, productivity, well-being. You're doing a great job. Keep doing it. Boy, full of rants today, aren't I? Those are the belief solutions. That was all about belief solutions. My goodness. Okay, you want some practical reasons for self-awareness? Let's get going. Yeah? Okay. Number one, greater perspective. You can see it over. See, now that I'm pointing on my computer, it's opposite of my phone. So now I got to relearn where I'm pointing. This is more accurate. I love this. All right. So you see the perspective over here? You see the little tiny me? That's me, the big brother, in my little sister's hand. And that's just to point out perspective. When things go south, it can seem counterintuitive to relax until you look into the original Greek word for relax. Means I think it came from relaxera, which means quite literally widen out. Widen out. That's the definition of relax. You can try it right now if you want. I'm really excited because I'm doing a live and I got to be animated and I got to engage your attention and make this entertaining so that we don't get bored and flip away. But right now, relax, widen out, let go, enjoy yourself. I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, number one, greater perspective to see what's unseen. I'm aware of what's back here behind me. Are you? You don't use these to be aware. You don't use these to be aware. You don't use these to be aware. This to be aware. Actually, no, that's outflow. Lots of outflow. You don't use this to be aware. You don't use this to be aware. You don't use this to be aware. You don't use that thing to be aware. It's more fundamental than our senses. Self-awareness, awareness is what's observing what our senses are experiencing. I know, trippy, huh? Greater perspective to see what's unseen. A lot of times, you know, I always like to use the analogy of a construction project. A lot of times they'll hit up against something unexpected, right? Like a pipe here or whatever. And what do they usually say? Back to the drawing board. And what's the drawing board? It's the blueprints. Let's look at the overall, the big picture. That's what you want to operate from more and more in life. When I widen out and become self-aware, I have more command of my attention and I can therefore focus it right exactly to where I want to. Single pointed focus, but it has to come from out here. Widen out, focus. Greater perspective, yay! All right, we can get rid of me. Some people like this picture. Wait, hold on. I hate when it does that. Oh, there it is. All right, let's just stick here for a minute. Greater perspective. What kind of perspective is, I'm going to get this out of the way here. I'll come back to that. It's important. All right, so we look over here at Mr. Ostrich, and how great is his perspective? That's the average human being. I said it, and I meant it. If that offends you, good. I like offending egos because most people are operating from their ego, not their true self. So they walk around being on guard, defending and protecting themselves all day long. That's the ego for you, right? Self-awareness is ever present. And you can't, what does it say? In some ancient text, the Bhagavad Gita, the Tao Te Ching, I don't know. You can't cut it. Self-awareness. You can't cut it. You can't burn it. You can't crush it. You can't destroy it. You can't create it. It's ever present, eternal. If you want to live forever, connect with your self-awareness. Yes, don't be the ostrich. Don't be Mr. Ostrich over here. By the way, this isn't Anyway, I'm not going to go on that tangent. I did that last time, and this time I'm not. That's not real. That's a made up idea about ostriches. That's not what they do when they feel threatened. They actually kick some ass when they're threatened. Do not, do not mess with an ostrich, because they will not stick their head in the sand. They'll come after you and they'll shred you. Ask anybody that's from South Africa or been around them being raised. They're ruthless. Number 2. Relax. Less effort all around. Being versus, what does that say? Fronting. Being versus doing. Let's talk about that, right? A lot of people believe that it's this physical body that creates results. It's the number of clicks that I make. It's the post I put together. It's the live video I present. It's how I speak. It's all this external stuff that people have a lot of attention on because they can't see past the known, which is what you see. If you see it, it's known. If you can't see it, it's unknown. That's the 2. It's up there if you wanted to know. That circle is called the Tao, and the Tao is composed of yin and yang, and outside of that circle would be what we're talking about. You can't even define it, really. I call it the no thing. If this was something, then we're talking about no thing. By the way, let's explore. I wish it was not backwards. I wish you could read it. Less effort all around. It is exhausting to keep it together. Wouldn't you agree? I want to hear from you. I want to know what you believe, because what you believe creates your reality, not what I believe. That's an important caveat to realize. When keep it together, right? Fronting is what I put down here, and that is simply when we aren't being real, we're fronting. This is what they call it in rap. I love rap. If you want an understanding of the fundamentals of human consciousness, get yourself some good rap and listen to the lyrics, because they cut all the fluff out and they get real, and they talk about it as real as you can possibly talk about it. And I'm talking about the more talented artists. I have a personal aversion to the most recent hip hop rap artists. Russ is amazing. I loved the stuff he did. But I'm going back to like The Gift of Gab. Eminem, all of these things. No, that was kind of Eminem's calling card. Was his rapping was just so freaking intelligent. It was like he was able to rap about things that no one had ever been able to rap about. I mean, it's full on stories that it just left you richer and fuller, And this is the whole idea in rap, is that it's a modern form of oral tradition, right? Telling stories. That's the whole point behind it. And it's really beautiful. It really highlights African culture, if you will, African American culture. Yeah, my brothers. Yeah, I'm a white guy. I can say that. Go ahead and drop a comment down there how I'm appropriating culture or whatever. I don't care. But African culture, to me, I just so adore it. I think it's so unique and it's so different from our pasty white European culture. Europeans are very intellectual, right? A lot of that. Even the whole idea of individual liberty and sovereignty, that came from Europe. So if you're feeling the urge to own your own freedom and sovereignty and existence, you can thank European thought for that. When you get into Africa, what you get is you get life at the core. It's earthy. So many like raw elements down there, raw resources. It's a very vibrant place. The drum, I believe, I'm not a music history teacher, but intuitively it feels like the drum came from Africa because Africa represents that bass. It's in the music, lots of bass. They love big bottom girls, right? Heavy, big, like not, you know what I'm talking about. It's earthy. Can you feel it? Versus a pasty cave white bitch. That's for you, Ice Cube. Okay, moving on. Less effort all around. Being versus fronting. Would you like to just be authentic and real? Self-awareness is required for that. Otherwise, we've got the default, which is operating from our ego. Our ego is scared shitless 24/7. It's always like, what did you say? What did they say? What did they do to me? Oh my gosh. It's all very, yeah, it's silly to live from the ego. It's also very stressful too, because that's what the ego does. It protects us. It protects what we believe, even if that belief is very damaging to us, even if it's very limiting to us. The ego will come to the rescue because it's really, look, it's not an evil thing. It's a defense program. Its purpose is to defend what we believe. Now, if you believe you're awesome, well, hey, that's a belief worth defending. When somebody comes up and says, hey, you're worthless and useless, excuse me, are you talking to me? Who do you think you're talking to? These are the kind of things that the ego would say, right? But can you see the practical value? We're talking about practical value here. The practical value of the ego in defending and protecting your empowering beliefs. Not that they need to be defended and protected, but if you're going to defend and protect anything, best that it's your strengths and not your weaknesses. You know what I'm talking about. Victims are running the world today. Personal responsibility, what is that? No, he did that to me. She did that to me. They did that to me. I didn't do that to me. I'm innocent. I had nothing to do with that, even though I was the main character in that play and in that story. I'm not responsible for what showed up. Oh, no. I'm just the victim here. So that's the opposite of personal responsibility. And it's painful too. But if you know a victim in your life, they defend their limitations. They talk about them all day long. Oh, I'm a victim of this. I'm a victim of that. Brain injury, blah, 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 blah. Autoimmune disease, all this stuff, right? Kind of ad nauseum. Now, do not confuse what I am saying, because people love to do that. Well, the ego loves to do that. My heart goes out to those that are struggling in this life with their own unconscious, self-created dramas and horrors and, yeah, just nightmares. My heart goes out to them. But it does not do them any good if I buy in to their story, that they're powerless, that they're weak, that they can't do it, that it'll never work out. Boo hoo hoo. I did a post today about a pity party, right? That's what we're talking about. So at the end of the day, self-awareness also, you're getting lots of bonuses today. Self-awareness also allows us to do an accounting of where our attention is. Attention creates our reality. Being self-aware allows you to account for what you are giving attention day to day. Are you giving success attention day to day? Are you giving winning attention day to day? Are you giving your ideal clients your vision of an ideal world, your legacy, all those grand things that really drive us at the end of the day? Are you giving that attention, or are you giving your challenges attention, your problems attention, your obstacles attention, your limitations attention. When we complain, we are giving attention to something that is not in our best interest. I complain with the best of them, but I'm aware that it's not helpful, not to me or especially to anybody else. If you've ever had to endure somebody else's complaining, now you can stop them. You're like, hey, did you know attention creates your reality? And therefore, it might be a good idea to shift your attention to something that feels good. What was good about what you were complaining about? Let's talk about that. Now you have my attention. But if you just want to complain, that's another thing to be aware of, right? If attention creates our reality, it is super important to realize that there are things pulling on your attention all day long out there. Things that want to be alive, things that want to stay alive. And when we buy into that, we're giving our power away. Free of charge, too, no less. So when you turn on the news and you watch their very deliberately crafted stories and agendas, right? If you've ever noticed, the news is the same, no matter where you live. I'm sure that the news here in Florida is different than the news in New York City, than the news in Los Angeles, but it's all the same. Have you noticed? That's what self-awareness can do for you. Okay, I get it. Let's talk about this real quick because the world is waking up. What I am talking about, self-awareness, is already happening on a grand scale. Some of us can't handle it and are checking out. God rest their souls. They'll be back, and they'll be back stronger, badder, and more committed to graduating. So I don't feel bad for Twitch. I know he's where he needs to be right now. Right? You there? I can feel him. We need to do that for people that have passed in our life. We need to let them go. We need to not keep them stuck in a bad place by judging their actions or their life or their cause or their reasons for doing what they did. It was a moment of fragility. If, in fact, he committed suicide, it was a moment of fragility where he had nobody to lean on. Again, I'm making gross assumptions here because why else would that happen? And that's, I'm realizing now as I'm saying that might land really badly for the family. Don't take this personal, please. Maybe he wasn't able to communicate what he was experiencing that was traumatic or painful. That's a possibility too. Okay, it's not all our faults that we weren't there for him. It's like a perfect storm, really. That's the most important thing. So if we can gain any value from this experience, it's to let the people around you know, I got your back and I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to let you bullshit yourself. I'm not going to let you believe that this is the only way out. No, I'm not going to let you do that to yourself. So turn to somebody near you and remind them that life is a choice and it can always be improved because this too shall pass. No matter how dark that moment is in your life, if you can hold on, Wilson Phillips, just hold on for one more day and the pain will go away. Well, I could get into that too, but we won't. But that's the point I'm making here, right? Is to encourage people to not collapse in a desperate moment, to making a desperate decision that hurts them and us and society. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I'm still feeling it. Boy, is it in the collective like nobody's business. Unseen. Yeah, unseen is right. I tell you, when it's unseen, it's really the most dangerous. It's the landmine that you can't see that kills you. If that makes sense. Of course, it makes sense because I create my reality. Number 3, practical value of self awareness. Effortlessly be the unique you. 1 in a million. Do you ever feel like, and especially look, I'm talking to you guys out there, the experts and the entrepreneurs here on social media, blazing your own trail, making your own way in this world, reinventing yourself, deciding that your life is greater than one of these. Really, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it. I come from the hospitality industry, and there is so little gratitude. There's so little fulfillment in menial jobs, minimum wage jobs. You don't get paid a lot. You don't get a lot of responsibility. They're not challenging. It's just, yeah, anyway. Entrepreneurs, experts, those of you that have left the workforce to blaze your own trail, you're my ideal client. I would like to support you in discovering effortlessly, excuse me as I move these things away. I'd like to support you in effortlessly discovering what makes you unique. Because in this forum of social media, it's very easy to lose sight of your uniqueness. We start copying each other. We start listening to the experts and the mentors we're working with and what's trending. Oh, well, it's trending. It's got to be something else, right? Well, yeah. Boy, interesting. What's trending isn't always right. I'll just leave it at that. Self-awareness allows you from that greater perspective out here to observe yourself and discover what it is that makes you unique. Don't believe me? You think you're not unique? You think you're a clone of a clone of a clone? Well, hold on. Step back. One of my favorite intentions that my mentor turned me on to was I am the byproduct of 13 billion years of evolution. If that doesn't mean you're not the creme de la creme, is that how they say it? Creme de la creme of life? I don't know what does. 13 billion years of natural selection brought us here today, brought us to you, brought us to me. We're the best of the best. I might be making this all up, but if my beliefs create my reality, this is what I'm choosing to believe. I am the best of the best. I am unique. I do matter. I am here for a very special purpose. I invite you to join me in believing the same about you. 13 billion years of evolution, the byproduct. And if that doesn't do it for you, let's get more current, right? So you were born, I was born. We are the byproduct of two human beings that, what is it, coupled? Whatever. They got together. And that's why we are here, right? Well, what if that day your mom didn't go to the dance? Or that day your dad didn't turn left? Or, there's infinite possibilities. And then you can go back even farther to their parents and to their parents. So the fact that you're here, it's not random and it's not accidental. You had to win the ultimate contest or competition between, I forget the numbers, 500 billion sperm, something like that. You are number one out of 500 billion other possibilities. Not to mention the whole maturation and gestation and all of that. And then the birth and all of that. I mean, the odds are just phenomenal. So pat yourself on the back. You're special. And that's not just blowing smoke up your skirt, it's real. Want a bonus? I'm about to wrap this thing up, so let's give you a bonus. Oh boy, Twitch. You would have loved this one. When I hear about these amazing, talented, gifted people in our world checking out too soon and leaving us in the lurch, I feel the worst about the fact that if only I could have talked to them, if only I could have had a conversation with them, maybe that would have done something. Maybe that would have helped. Again, all speculation. We don't know anything, but that's just what I'm aware of feeling right now is like, yeah. Trying to make sense of insanity it's insane. You gotta take it. But with self-awareness, the odds of you checking out early are going to be less. And why? The bonus, you don't ever have to feel alone again. What do I mean about that? Here's my picture. I had another picture that's better. You become your own best friend. You become your lover. You become your wife, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. You become your everything. Doesn't mean that you check out from the world and external relationships or check out from your family or anything like that. No. In fact, this is about reinforcing your ability to provide more to those around you. Because when my cup is full and overflowing, I can give and give and give. But when it's empty, it's hurtful. It hurts me to give and give and give. That's the practical value of self-care. Take care of yourself first so that you can, if need be, because they're not able to take care of themselves, take care of others. I always try to go with personal responsibility as the first solution to anybody's problem, because more often than not, that's really what it is. We don't want responsibility for what we're going through or experiencing, so we outsource it, and industries get built up around this outsourcing so that we simply have somebody to blame, I guess, or yeah, even when it comes to our highest and best. You'll see it with people all the time, especially in Western medicine, which I've already ranted about. So let's do another little rant about Western medicine. People go and they get their surgery or they take their uh, big pharma cocktail of this and that with all the side effects, and they get a result. They feel better. In some cases, they're cured. But of course, we all know that healthcare is not invested in cures. It's invested in profits and keeping us on that treadmill of you need me, come back for that, come back for another, come back for another. Yeah, I had a good friend that just went through something with her husband in the hospital. And a lot of her posts and a lot of her comments were just really extolling the virtues of Western medicine and how they provided a miracle. And all I could feel and think in that moment was, no, it's you. You're the miracle. It's your presence. It's your attention that led to the healing. We underestimate that ability in us. You don't believe me? Just look at healthcare. Look at Western medicine. Let me ask you an honest question. How much do we value nurses and those with the bedside manner? Because we all know doctors nowadays, they don't even know what bedside manner is, let alone practice it. It's like in and out, right? They come in for 15 minutes, they look at a chart, and then they're gone. But the rest of the time, you usually are working or being helped and supported by a nurse who's there with you. She's comforting you. She's giving you attention. I believe that is providing a lot more in healing than the stuff that the doctor does. We need to start taking account of this unseen advantage and wealth that each and every human being has. Just imagine for a moment if we all just decided at the same time to not give attention to, oh, you name it, what's going on, the war in Ukraine, right? If we all decided around the world to not give that attention, what do you think would happen? Would it be raging the way it's raging? No, because it's getting a lot of attention right now from the whole world. And that's just one example of how we feed these nightmare creations in our life. Collectively, we could decide what we want to put attention on. We could put attention on prosperity, and all of us could experience some level of that in our life. There's so much more for us human beings to attain, which is barely scratching the surface. But yes, the bonus, you don't ever have to feel alone again. How would that feel? To not have that gnawing, eating at you sensation of need. I need you. You complete me. I'm not whole without you. I'll tell you one thing, shunning would be a thing of the past because it wouldn't work anymore. Families couldn't shun you, communities couldn't shun you, cancel culture. Okay, I believe that on some level they're kind of rudimentary tapping into what I'm talking about, which is you can withdraw attention from things and they'll just go away in your life. You can reinforce attention on something and it will come to the surface and be right in your face, right? So that's the virtue, if there is any virtue, to cancel culture. But the only reason it works is because we're so dependent. I need attention. And if we don't behave, what happens? The spigot gets turned off. Then we have to beg for what we think we need, or believe we need, I should say. So just imagine a life where you never felt alone again. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Okie dokie. Bye-bye, baby. Hello, new spotting, present moment awareness. Let's put it in the viewable side. So I got a bunch of junk over here. I'm gonna get these out of the way. Actually, I think I can turn these off. Are they gonna erase though? We shall see. Okay. This is my new spotting technique. This is how I take myself and others to a present moment perspective. Can you see the perspective of getting your attention out? Got to get out here to look back in, right? We do this all the time. Some of you might relate to this. So I'm working on a model, right? I'm all up close and I'm tinkering in that model, right? And I'm like, okay, this isn't working. What would I do? I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna look at it from a little farther away, right? I'm gonna go, okay, now I see what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna get back into it and I'm gonna start tinkering with it, right? And then I hit another problem, like, oh, what's going on here? And this isn't making sense. So then I just widen it. I take a look from out here where I have a greater perspective. Then I can go back in. Is this making any sense? Let me know down below if I'm resonating with your own life experience. This is what I am giving away today. Not the technique, but the experience, which is the best. And also, what I have put together, which is called the MAP assessment, is awesome for this upcoming new year that we have. It's time to make those resolutions and those intentions. And creating intentions is something I'm also an expert at. Don't know why I said that, but anyway, I got a lot of stuff about the heart going up right now because too many people are incorrectly believing that their mind is the center of the universe and that everything comes from the mind. And if you think about it long enough and if your thoughts are pure and positive, then yeah, it doesn't work. Been there, done that, tried it. It's at best temporary and at worst causes disease, causes stress. You'll see it in long-term positive thinkers. They tend to be a little bit older, obviously, because they've been doing it for a while. But when you encounter them, it's unmistakable. I'm so happy. Are you so happy? I'm positive. I'm positive. Oh, I just I'm like, please, you don't have to try so hard. It's evident that you're asserting positivity right now. Take me, for example. Here I am being present and aware. No need to assert. I feel pretty good though. I feel mostly positive. I'm also aware of the negativity. Nothing wrong with being aware of it. Most people are like, put it in the closet with the skeletons. We don't want to look at it. Okay. Remember, I'm giving away a free taste of a present moment. Drop a hashtag found fun down below. Let's move on. This is a long hour thing here. Catch me live on YouTube or my Facebook page every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for being here now. I appreciate you. I believe in your greatness. What's this? If you came late, know that I'm giving away a free taste of a present moment to one lucky viewer who drops a hashtag found fun. Oh my goodness. No, we're going to join my emailing list. You can send me a message if you want to join my email list. The best thing about joining my email list is that we are connected forever. I mean, obviously, unless you unsubscribe or tell me to F off. We're connected forever, and social media has no power over our connection. So therefore, they can't hold us hostage. This is, a real concern when you're working online, is to have a. It's not just online; it's in life. Government is really good at redundancies, right? Backups. Got to have a backup. That's what my email list is: a backup for me to stay connected to my audience, my ideal clients. Which, if you would like to know what it is, who I am, I forgot to mention that. I'm kind of going out of order here right now. But I'll leave that down there on the bottom in case you want to head over there. The foundfundiscoverymethod.com/inner circle. Inner, get it? Play your words. Self-awareness is introspection. Okay. Who am I? I forgot to tell you who I am. Let's see. That's me. Can you see the resemblance? Do I look like Lawrence Fishburne? I'm like, what is his name? Do I look like Morpheus? Well, that's the role I'm playing to your Neo. Your Neo, follow the white rabbit, send me a message, let me know that you're ready to embrace your purpose in this world might be saving us all. Who knows? But I believe in you, like Morpheus believed in Neo, and you can't do anything about that. So know that if you ever feel like you don't believe in yourself or you're not worth existing, get in touch with me. Send me a message. I'll remind you of who your true self is. And it's not anything that's worth killing. I can promise you that. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. That is also what self-awareness offers you, the truth and nothing more. Have you noticed how challenging it is today to sift through the mountains of information and misinformation and try to get a very concrete conclusion about what's going on in the world? It's like so all up in the air, shifty. Before I go, let me remind you, I help. What's this? Boop, 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 boop. I support experts and entrepreneurs making a difference in the world to be more self-aware and operate from a present moment perspective so that they can have more ease, personal power, fulfillment, and well-being without getting discouraged by the familiar struggles, curveballs, exhausting efforts, unexpected delays that haunt most unaware people's lives every day. I do this using firsthand experience and my proprietary news spotting technique via regular structured sessions, weekly sessions, ideally, over the phone or Zoom. You can contact me for more details. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Let's show you this real quick. This is everybody's problem in life right here. Integrity. What I desire and what I believe, they're not aligned. They're misaligned. I'll show you again. What I desire and what I believe. They need to be one and the same. So obviously, you can transform your desires if you want, but I find our desire nature is very wholesome unless it's been perverted by external influences. It's a very wholesome thing. I know the Catholic Church has beaten it out of us to appreciate our desire nature. I find it to be a very healthy thing to align with our desire nature, which leaves us with, what are we going to change? What I believe. My belief system is much more malleable and easier to update. See all my computer analogies? Easier to update than my desire nature. Again, you can, if you have any awareness, you can hear as I'm speaking, that's a limiting belief. That I believe it's easier to change beliefs than it is to change your desire nature. Don't let me limit you or hold you back. You decide what you believe. You decide what you create. You decide what you experience. Just make sure that it's aligned. Because when everything's aligned, you've got that integrity. And that integrity is everything. It will get you through the dark night of the soul. It'll get you through an apocalypse. It'll get you through everything. A lot of times we reference it as character. It's the bones of our soul. All right. That's it. I am signing off. But before I do, the fastest way to get to where you want in life is with a guide who has been there before you. Enjoy your Thursday, and I will see everybody next week, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not taking a holiday break. I'm not going to be one of the sheeple that does what everybody else does. I celebrate Christmas in summertime and New Year's in March. It's my life. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. Take care.